come back. I felt the injury took too long time. And then after he came back, he struggled to find his form. He lost a little bit his confidence and he lost a little bit his focus and his concentration. And that is where things didn't went to plan. I still rate Nick Powell very highly. Unfortunately, we couldn't get him right for the end of the season where we really, really needed him. And that was a shame. And we see what is out there. We always looking after 125 players out there permanently. Roberto said 120, so we're looking after 125 permanently and evaluating the market, and that is obviously still an interesting prospect.
We'll do another 15 minutes or so, so if there is anything you want to ask, get your hand up, and now is the time. We'll get Greg really doing some relay runs for the last 15 minutes or so. Yes, a young lady on the left.
We had to cancel one of our pre-season friendlies because we had a lot of players injured. What does it look like injury-wise for the start of the season?
How is the injury situation you've at the moment?
Yes, I think it's get much better. So I think we could have played the game, but the game was always planned. The main games in Germany was a Saturday Düsseldorf, Friday Paderborn, and on a Tuesday was planned for the players who had not started either of the both games to give them match minutes. So but we came to a point that we didn't have a second 11 for that game. So basically the guys should have played another game on the top of it. I felt it was too much. We apologized to them. I saw their CEO of the club and he made the arrangement. I think that was precautionary. Now, and James McArthur's back, Cowrey's back, Maloney's back, Rob Keenan is back, Chris McCann is trained today, but he's not available for the game on Saturday, but he is in training now with us. So we have everybody. Andrew Taylor's back, so we have more or less everybody available now.
It's a very positive answer. Who else have we got? Where are we?
Right.
Hello. Yes, sir.
My question regarding the goalkeepers, do you have first choice in mind? Because I think we've got 3 goalkeepers that could easily be on number 1 this season.
I think it will go between Ali and Scott. Both of them being in goal in pre-season, equally amount of match minutes. I had a good look at them over the 6.5 weeks or 6 weeks till now. I will speak to them both on Friday, and then we will make a decision for the first game.
You'll make a decision that late? You don't know already?
I know for the first game, yeah. I think I have to speak to my players first. Sort of respect.
I think that's absolutely fair enough. Yes, sir.
Evening, gents. Which, in terms of your playing style, which was your favourite game last season? Which game did you feel that you played exactly to your style?
So one game from last year, you thought, yes, that was it.
I was very surprised how quick the team took what I wanted when we played Bolton the first 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes against Bolton at home, I felt it was magnificent. It was 2-0 up. I think we steamrolled them in every way. Unfortunately, after 35 minutes, we ran out of steam. So I didn't expect that. I think Reading home was in many ways a game where I felt we looked very, very strong. Away from home, Forest, where we've been very compact and very good on the counter-attack. I think in Ipswich, we have been against a very difficult place to go. We looked very good. I think we had certain games in the FA Cup, where we not completely, but the game plan was different. We played a possession game in our own half, knowing that the opposition probably will not pressure us to run down the clock, and I think that it worked very well against Manchester City and Arsenal, against teams who normally people would not give us a chance. And we reached the semi-finals and missed out on penalties. So there was a lot of positive things. I felt when we lost Ben Watson and when we lost Chris McCann, I think we suffered a little bit in midfield. We didn't have the mix, the combination of football and power and energy, what is needed in that league. We had to adjust a different style of play. In the end of the season, we had players in midfield. There was Geordie, there was Maloney, there was Josh McEachran, Jack Collins. There's completely different players, in my opinion, than Chris McCann. So we needed to find a way to use those players the best possible way for us. That is why we also felt we needed to be brought in the third centre half to build up more from the back, to get those players more on the ball. There was thinking behind it, and in general, I would like to play a good mix between powerful, quick transition football, but also short, quick passes, especially forward passes. I'm not so interested to have a lot of amount possession deep in our own half. I would like to have possession in the opposition half, and I'd like to win the ball high up in the field, like we did, for example, against Bolton, where we forced the opposition to mistakes in their half by pressurizing them collectively. But to do that, we need a high level of fitness, and we need 11 players, not only 10, 11 players, the keeper included, to be willing to work in that style.
We'll take a few more, so get your arm in the air, a couple down here, gentlemen at the back as well, just keep your arm up, we'll get the microphone round as quick as we can over the next 10 minutes or so. Yes, sir, at the front.
Right, as a result of listening to your answers, you've got an impossible job. You don't get paid enough, because you've got to be a manager, a coach, a motivator, a counsellor, as a result of what you said about Jordan Burns. You've got to be an accountant, because you've got to keep an eye on the balance sheet. You've got to be a medical man because of the injuries. You've got to be diplomatic. The way how you answer the question about the Brown Bowl, you made really bad news sound good.
Is this your
Can you tell that Jonathan, please? Jonathan, you're listening.
And you have to be a media man as well. Tell me what I've missed on.
My wife.
He wants the microphone back now.
You shouldn't have said that, because I actually sit 3 seats away from you.
Okay. And what's she like during a game? Oh, he wants the microphone back again now.
She sometimes brings along, as you know, Colin Bell and Tony Buck as well. But it's a Norwegian, and that's all I say.
Good.
There's a gentleman at the back and a few down here, so keep it running around. Is it tough to get the work family balance when your job is so demanding? It's a problem, not just
I think for me,
football, obviously.
one of my biggest aims is to be obviously as successful as I can be, but also to be a good husband. And I think to combine that both and find that time and use that limited time you have to have quality time, I mean, it's a big challenge in my profession. But I have a very understanding family who support me through everything and allow me to go ahead with my dream.
Question for you there again. You just mentioned briefly about the FA Cup result against Manchester City. Just wanted to know what it felt like for yourself going back to them so early in your career after spending so long as a player there.
First and foremost was a game of football where I wanted to measure myself with my team against the best in the country. and I think my players did tremendously well, and I felt and that game that had shown me really the potential that was in that team, you know, what we had delivered there. And obviously there's a history between me and the club, but I was just focused so much on prepare my team and get a result. I was thinking we get the result there. Graham Burrows helped me a lot with the tactics. Spoke a lot about the tactics Roberto had against City, and we copied one or two things, but we also had elements from our way of thinking in there, and I think the whole package, plus the fact that the players really enjoyed themselves going to the Etihad, and really enjoyed themselves to play that game, that made it a fantastic win for us. And in the end, probably what cost us in terms of maybe winning promotion, this FA Cup, because the Arsenal game took so much out of us in terms of physicality. We had to go 120 minutes, we had to run more than them. In terms of mentally, going through a penalty shootout, being in Wembley, get the goal, we was 8 minutes away from going into the final, and then losing on penalties. So mentally and physically, that game that took massively out of us. You could see also the results after the results dipped, and that shows the character of the team to come back. We looked like we worked so hard to come into the playoffs, and then at some stage we looked like, what happened now? We can fall out again. And then the mental strength that we worked hard again, and we got the win against Birmingham, what I felt was a great win. And then in the playoffs is always a little bit of a lottery, but I think we over 2 legs, I really felt we was the better team. We should have been 2-0 up in the game, we should have won the game 1-0 home, and QPR had no chance whatsoever. We had 3 good chances. On that level you need also a little bit of luck. You see QPR completely outplayed from Derby, and 1 chance, bang, goal, and win the jackpot. So I think the team, you have to give the players enormously credit for 62 games throughout 10 months and make up that ground. I think, and this cup run was a fantastic achievement from the players.
We'll take 3 more and then let the guys go and have a break and have a drink. So here we go. Yes, sir.
Hi, question for you, Vey. After James McLean's performance last season away at QPR, where he's immense up front with his work rate and his battling, is there any thoughts to maybe convert him into a permanent striker?
I said in the beginning, we 4-3-3, then obviously James is competing on the left-hand side, and when we play 3-5-2, James is definitely an option for us up front. I think he has not only shown that in the game against QPR. I felt when we played away Sheffield Wednesday, when the game was called off. By the way, that was a very good game as well. I felt he was excellent on the day. He played up front in the 2. James is a very energetic player. I think sometimes it's like a wild horse. You just need to unleash him and let him run. So I think when he plays in the 2 up front, he feels more free. When he plays on the side, he's probably a little bit restricted because of his position. I think James is giving us this pace, what we need in our team, this pace and directness. And obviously we miss him. He's not fit for the start of the season. He twisted his ankle. What can happen? But we will see him soon back.
I quite like to be described as a wild horse, just in life generally. Penultimate question, gentleman at the back in the black and white t-shirt.
After QPR last year, it was all devastated, but how do you as a manager pick your own players up from that?
I was in a dressing room. I think everybody was down because I think we worked very, very hard. in that moment you not find always the right words. I think everybody needed to go away on holiday to overcome that situation. I had that situation the year before Brentford, so I was stood there with my head down, and Sean Maloney came to me. Gaffer, don't worry, we get it right. Don't Gaffer, come on, Gaffer, we get it right. And I was thinking, oh my God, you
So
know,
the players consoled you.
yeah.
What a gent.
Absolutely brilliant. I think players came back from holiday, and I felt they are ready to go again. So I see the tension rising. I saw a better performance against Paderborn, and now today there was a good training, and I think we are ready to go again.
Right, final question from the floor. You better make it a good one.
I just wondered who picked the order of the penalty takers in the Arsenal game. Was it yourself, or did you let the players decide? It was a little bit
That is a good
disappointing,
question.
Gary Cole going first.
No.
Is that hard for managers? Because
No.
the players you may want, that you may have a list in your head, they have to want to step up and do it.
People ask me why you're not at practice penalties before you play Arsenal. And I was thinking, the last thing I should worry going into a semi-final at Wembley against Arsenal is about penalties. Because I had to train. I had only 3 days or 4 days to prepare. I had to prepare about the shape, about tactical things, and I'm not saying it, I blame myself a little bit that I had not had put another half an hour room, but I always felt with that amount of games, I wanted to just get the main points across. And to be honest, I didn't thought that will be a case. I thought we win it in 90. But yeah, no, he scored from the penalty spot, but obviously Jordi had missed 2 penalties before that. He took the one, he was not supposed to take it in the game. There was another player, but he took it, and I said, okay, he takes responsibility, and he converted. But I felt if Gary was fresh, everybody else was fatigued, especially Jordi, who had to run a lot in midfield and to cover a lot of ground, and I felt, okay, I get mentally strongest player we probably have in Gary, and fresh, and he was ready. That was I was thinking, let him start. Yeah. I'm not blaming any player whatsoever. You always, in hindsight, you always can say you do things different. But that was the thinking behind. But to be honest, I have not put training session on to do penalties. Before the QPR game, we had training sessions. I can promise you that. But we couldn't make it into the penalties.
I fancy this gentleman thinks he might be sitting in this seat himself next year. And just as a very final thought from me, we're almost there, both Uwe and Jonathan, at the start of the season. I can sense everyone inside the marquee here at the DW is buzzing for it and cannot wait to get going again. Just as a final thought to get us really excited, it's 2 minutes before kick-off. You've said what you need to say to your players, you're getting ready to come out, you're taking your seat, and we're ready to go. I want to know what your emotions are, what you're thinking at 2 minutes to 3 o'clock.
I'll be just like everyone in this room. My heart will be pumping. I'll be excited. I'll be looking forward to a fantastic season this season. Last season, the support from you guys was amazing. From Oatwell to Loftus Road and Russia and Slovenia in between, it was amazing. And thank you all for coming out tonight, supporting Wigan Athletics, supporting Joseph's goal. Really appreciate it. But this Saturday, it starts again for real. And I think just going back to the previous question, I was stood in the tunnel at Loftus Road after we got knocked out and after QPR finished celebrating. And Gary Caldwell came out of the dressing room and he said to me, right Jonathan, next season starts right now. And I think that's the mentality that we've taken right from that game. We put it behind us straight away. We knew we were that close to getting in the Premier League, and this season we intend to go that one step further and give you a season to be proud of.
And those final moments for you, the gaffer, before the first match of the season, where you can say no more and do no more, it's up to the players. Just give us an insight into how that feels for you as you make your way out of the tunnel and take your seat in the dugout and the new technical area.
I think before the first game, you probably have to calm down the players a little bit because they had worked now for 6.5 weeks, extremely hard, and the majority of the players are good prepared in terms of not only for the Reading but also for 10 months. And it's just to calm them down and focusing on the 1 or 2 or 3 points we have and just play our way of football. And I think there's a general belief that we can do it. I think we had the same belief last season, and I think nothing has changed. And I think we have a strong squad and everybody's on board. And I think we have a camaraderie what will guide us through difficult patches throughout the season. And that belief and strength the players should show going out against Reading and play the football we can play and just enjoy themselves. I always say play football with enjoyment and show what you can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, they've been absolutely fabulous company this evening, and I'm sure you'll all wish them the very best for the start of the new season, which is almost here. We will carry on, of course, with an auction, a raffle and a quiz as well, but for now, please show your gratitude, appreciation and wish good luck to Latics Chief Executive Jonathan Jackson and the gaffer UK President.